Good morning, Garland Nixon here, and I am back in the Twitter hot seat again, tossed aside, cast aside by Twitter. But this has some very interesting. There are some very interesting facets to this story. Let's talk. Hello, Garland here, and let me make sure I got everything straight. We're going on Rockfin, we're going everywhere. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, I have a long history of a complicated saga with Twitter. Before um, before Elon Musk bought Twitter, I was kicked off Twitter permanently on dubious, on dubious arguments. And in a nutshell, this is my belief of why I am not beloved on Twitter by in any way, shape, or form. Because one of the things that I know, the State Department's not thrilled with me because I often go after Tony Blinken and point out the hypocrisy of his statements. In fact, very specifically, when I was cast off of Twitter before Musk bought it permanently, when I was told you're suspended for life, you cannot have another account, you can never be on Twitter again, it was very specifically for a tweet that I made again, about Tony Blinken, right? And because I'm no fan of Tony Blinken, to say the least. So very recently, of course, I did what I do. One of the tweets that Tony Blinken put out was, and I really suspect that this is it, but I could be wrong. But this will give you an idea of why Tony Blinken doesn't like me. Tony Blinken was tweeting about his, ethnic heritage and how people and his family had suffered at the hands of a certain ideology that was, shall we say, quite prevalent and popular in Germany during the 1930s. To which I answered that tweet by saying, your relatives, your ancestors would be rolling over in their graves if they knew that you were supporting people of that exact ideology in Ukraine today. Well, I'm sure that Tony Blinken didn't take well to that. So let me get into the saga of what happened on Twitter and why I think it's quite interesting dynamic, and much broader than just Garland Nixon and some schlub like me who got tossed off Twitter again. So shortly thereafter that tweet, not long after that tweet, I get the first email from Twitter, and the email says, "Oh, your email may your account may have been compromised. You need to change your password." Okay, sounds good enough. When I click on change the password, it comes up, your account is suspended or locked. This is how you appeal a suspended or locked account. Now, keep in mind something. Those two things don't go together. We think someone may have compromised your account, and therefore you need to go in and change the password. Of course, so they're looking out for my security. How wonderful of them. But when I click on it, it says, this is how you appeal a suspended or locked account. So at that point, I'm locked out of my account. So I put the appeal, right? This is my account. I don't have any idea why I'm locked out of the account. Let me back in my account, right? Keep in mind, my account is at Garland Nixon. It's a verified. I paid for it. It's a blue check account. Okay. So then I click on that, and then I start getting stuff from Twitter that says, we need to verify that it's you that owns the account. And I'm thinking, didn't we do that when we did the verification process? And don't I pay a monthly fee for a verified account? So they say, we need to verify it. We need your name and phone number and this and that. And okay, here's my email address. Here's my phone number, whatever, right? Still locked out. I click on it and the things don't make sense because it says change your password. When I click on change your password, it says how to appeal a suspended or locked account. So my account is suspended or locked, but they're telling me I need to change my password, but they won't let me change my password. So it's not making any sense, right? So you're looking out for my security, but by the same token, when I try to change my password, you won't let me change my password. And now you're saying you need to verify that it's me, but you've already verified that it's me because I have a verified account that I pay for, right? So let's take a look at a couple of things. I want to show you something. Let's start here. You'll notice that next to my name, there's a little blue check mark. Now, they need to verify that it's me, but there's a blue check mark next to my name. At Garland Nixon, Garland Nixon. Everything about me is pretty obvious. Where I live is obvious. My picture's obvious. Look, Rockfin right there. Garland Nixon's YouTube channel right there. So everything that would lead you to believe that this is Garland Nixon's channel, right? But wait a minute. Joined March 2009. So whoever this person is that you can't verify, that you need verified, whoever this person is, Twitter is attempting to verify that it's me. They don't know that it's me, right? And how would they know that it's me? Let me go here. Oops, I'm going to keep that. I want to keep that up. I want to keep that up because screen, I want to keep that up so that you can see it as I talk. Okay, so there you go. So Twitter says we need to verify that it's you, right? I mean, come on, Garland. How would we know it's you? Again, how would they know it's me? Let's start here. Joined March 2009. 14 years ago, I started this account. I started this account with the email garlandin@gmail.com. So let's start there. The name of the account is Garland Nixon. There's a picture of Garland Nixon. The handle is at Garland Nixon. Everything here points to Garland Nixon. Look at this. March 2009, Garland Nixon has started that account with what email address? garlandin@gmail.com. So Garland Nixon at Garland Nixon, email address is garlandin@gmail.com. You send an email to garlandin@gmail.com and say, we can't verify that you're Garland Nixon. We don't we don't know if this is your account. Granted, it has a picture of Garland Nixon. And we verified it. And you pay for that verification, right? Has a picture of me. This same picture, if you get an email from Garland, or if you look up Garland Nixon Gmail, you'll see the exact same picture. So it's Garland Nixon. The handle is at Garland Nixon. You, Twitter, are sending an email to garlandin@gmail.com with that same picture. But that email address is the email address that I started this account with. So that account has been connected to the same email address, which is, now this is going to find it shocking that anybody could possibly connect this. That email address has been connected to garlandin@gmail.com since its inception 14 years ago. And my phone number is the only phone number, the same phone number I use now is the only phone number that's ever been used with that account. So on Sunday, Garland Nixon logs in using the same email address, the same the same email address, the same phone number, the same login. Everything's the same. And this is the only email address and phone number that's been used ever on this account for 14 years. And Twitter says, we can't verify that it's you. Granted, now they didn't say this, but I'm adding this. Granted, this is the same email address that this account was started from. And we are sending our emails to the email address that started this account 14 years ago, saying to the person who owns that email address, we don't know if it's your account. Send us your phone number. I send them the phone number. The same phone number and the only phone number that's been used for that account for 14 years. So they've got the email address, the only email address that's ever been used for that account. They've got the only phone number that's ever been used for that account. They are using that email address to talk to me and tell me, we don't know if it's your account. Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? And here's the other part. And I pay them for verification. So then let's go a little further. So one might say, well, maybe perhaps they made an error. Let's go a little further. So eventually they send me an email. Let's read this email that I get. We're writing to you to let you know that we're unable to verify you as the account owner. We know this is disappointing to hear, but we can't assist you further with accessing your account. Let's go back here. Again, let me lay this out. Twitter can't verify me as the account owner. Well, they didn't kill the account. It's still there, but let's take a look at it. There's a blue check mark beside it. I paid for that blue check mark. You know what that blue check mark means? It means it's a verified account. That means that if you go and you look at that Garland Nixon, that they're going to say to you, that is the real Garland Nixon. That's the guy. That's the person. He's not a fraud. You know what I had to do? In order to get verified, we want some information. Here's my phone number, my email address. Here's my what phone number and email address. You have that? So I had to give them my phone number. I had to give my email address, like a regular address, date of birth, all of this. So they asked for all of that stuff. Several days later, they get back to me. Congratulations, Garland Nixon. You are verified as the owner of that account. And you now have the privilege to pay us every month to maintain that verification. So they sent me something that said, you're verified. They put a blue check, and now I pay them for a verified account. They know it's me. And it wasn't hard for them to verify account. They look at an account and they're like, well, that's the same guy that's been here for the last 14 years. Here's his email address. He's only used one. Here's his phone number. He's only used one. Let's look at it, check everything, date of birth, blah, blah, blah. You know what? That's him. That's Garland Nixon. Let's give him a check mark so that everybody who looks at this will know that's the real Garland Nixon. So they know that's the real Garland Nixon. Every email that I get from Twitter goes to garlandin@gmail.com, right? Let me do something. Let me go to email address. So, or maybe I'll go to, I don't see. At any rate. So now I'm not going to go bother searching through my email. So the bottom line is this. So here's the thing about Twitter. If you can't verify that it's me, if I need to verify my account, why are you sending emails to garlandin@gmail.com? What made you, where'd you get that email address from? You started off by sending me, see, this thing started by, I got an email from Twitter. Think about this. I got an email from Twitter, and the email says your account may have been may have been compromised. That's what they said. Your account may have been compromised. In other words, we know that you own that account. Well, of course they know that I own that account because it's verified. So I get an email that says your account may be verified, right? Makes sense to me. And now I got to read something that says we're unable to verify you as the account owner. Wait a minute. You sent me an email that said I was the account owner. That email said your account may have been compromised. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? You need to send us this, blah, blah, blah. You know, what it said was change the password. Why would you send me something that says my account has been verified? Why would, number one, that says my account has been verified? Why would you send me something that says my account may have been compromised? Why would you send me something that says my account is suspended or locked if you didn't know it was my account? What, you know what I would ask Twitter, where'd you get that email address from? If you can't verify that this is my account, where'd you get that email address from? Did it just fall out of the sky? Did you have to look in your computers and say, we've got a verified account, and that verified account is Garland Nixon. Let's look and see who we would send emails to about that account. garlandn@gmail.com. Okay. Hey, garlandn@gmail.com. There's a problem with your account. Okay. What do you want me to do? We can't verify that it's your account. Where'd you get the email address from? You see, it doesn't make sense. You wouldn't, if you didn't know it was my account, you wouldn't have my email address in your system, would you? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't send it to me. You say, I don't know. This account has been compromised. Whose is it? We don't know. We have nobody to send email addresses to. But you have somebody to send email addresses to because you have an email address associated with that account. How do I know that? Because you sent that person an email, and that person is me. And the account is Garland Nixon, and the email address is @GarlandN. Where'd you get my email address from? You have it in your computer. It's associated to my account. And you say, we are unable to verify you as the account owner. Therefore, you can't get in that account anymore. It says, for privacy reasons, listen to this. We can't provide any information about this account's registered email address or phone number. Well, you can for the last 14 years because it has had the same email address or phone number for 14 years. As of Sunday, you could easily provide information as far as the email address and phone number of the owner because I could log in. As of Sunday, as of Monday, you no longer knew who the email address was, who the owner was. Overnight, they somehow, but you could still email me in reference to the account. If you don't know who owns the account, why would you email me about the account and tell me it's unlocked? I got to verify this. I got to send this, but we don't know whose account it is. Why'd you send me info? Now let's go one further. Was it an error? Was it a mistake? Well, let's take a look at the account. Let's take a look at what they've done. The account's still up there. They left it up there. Let's take a look at it. So Twitter, keep in mind, what Twitter said was, look, Garland, hey, man, hey, dude, look, hey, don't hate on us, man. We're trying to do the right thing here. You've had the same account, email address, phone number for 14 years, but all of a sudden we woke up one morning and we don't know who owns the account anymore. We can't verify it. Oh, by the way, we've been charging your ass for the last 6 or 8 months. Ever since this new blue check mark thing came out that you pay for, we have been charging you. Here's my question. You have been getting an automatic payment for the last 6, 7 months, 8 months, however long it's been, maybe longer. You have been getting an automatic payment from someone for the blue check mark for this account. You might want to look at who. Oh, wait a minute. It's coming from the checking account of Garland Nixon. So the checking account of Garland Nixon pays you for verification. but you're not sure who owns the account. Could be Garland. The name, think about this. The name of the account is @GarlandNixon. The checking account that pays you monthly comes from Garland Nixon's checking account. The email address that you email about the account is garlandn@gmail.com. Garland Nixon is the verified owner of this account, but you don't know who owns it. You can't figure out who owns it. So Garland Nixon can no longer access the Garland Nixon account that Garland Nixon pays monthly for, because you don't, I don't know. It could be anybody. Maybe it's Bill Smith that owns this account. Think about what sense that makes. And what does that tell you? It tells you that the verification process is a fraud. Why would anybody pay for verification? If Twitter says to you, hey man, your account's verified, and they could wake up on any given Monday morning and say, we can't verify you as the owner, but you already verified me as the owner and I pay you for it. And I believe that is legally actionable. I believe that I may be able to take action, and there could be some kind of a class action suit. There could be some kind of it, or maybe a multi party suit, because class action suits are really, really hard to get into the court now. It's almost impossible. But some kind of a multi-party suit wherein everybody who's paying says, look, man, why am I paying? I want my money back. Verification is not possible. There needs to be an open discussion about this verification thing, because we pay for that verification. And if we pay for something, we deserve something in return. As they say in contract law, in consideration for that $8, whatever dollars in a month, I receive certain privileges. And the privilege I receive is you verify I am the owner of that account, and I get other certain privileges. And you can't wake up on a given Monday and say you pay for the verification of the account, and we're specifically sending you an email that says we can't verify you as the owner. But again, there's more that meets the eye. Let's take another look. Let's look at my account and see if anything else is amiss. So there's my account. It's still up. Who's that guy? Garland Nixon, @Garland Nixon, radio talk show host, joined March 2009. Who could ever figure out who that guy is? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's Fred Smith. Could be Michael Jackson. Maybe it's Prince. I don't know. But clearly we can't verify that it's Garland Nixon. But here is the key, that it's blatant censorship, right? If you follow me on Twitter, let me say this. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm always tweeting some political stuff. Here's the thing you also know, that I do YouTube and Rockfin, and every YouTube and Rockfin show that I do, I put up on Twitter. I also do Twitter Live. So I've got mountains of videos and all this stuff. I've got lots of stuff on Twitter, and I tweet daily. So I have been tweeting all the time. So my Twitter account is loaded. So what they say is, we can't verify that it's you. So therefore, look, dude, hey, you can't have this Twitter account. Go start a new one, right? Let's start and look at this account. Why might they want to get rid of it? Well, here's a reason. Well, the other day it had 119,000 followers. Now it's down to 116.1. But let's look at something. What the hell? The last tweet is March 29, 2022. But wait a minute. Here's a tweet. January 29th, 2023. So what they've done is they've gone in and scrubbed it. And if you look down my account, there's nothing from the last couple months. Look at this, March 7th. Then, and not only did they scrub it, it's out of order. If you go on your Twitter account, you know what you'll find? Yesterday's tweet, the tweet before that, the tweet before that, the tweet before that. Have you ever seen a Twitter account that's chronologically out of order? Have you ever seen a Twitter account that you go on and it says, you see a tweet from yesterday, then you see a tweet from 2022, then you see a tweet from 2023, then you see another one from 2020. That doesn't happen in Twitter. The tweets go chronologically. Every time you put up a tweet, it goes up, and then the next one goes up, and you can just scroll down backwards and go day by day by day. But this Twitter account that they went in and scrubbed for some reason, the Twitter account that they couldn't figure out who owned it, that they went in and scrubbed, you got a tweet from March 2022. Then you got one from, let's go backwards, from January 29th, 2023. January 24th, 2023. Okay, all righty, there we go. But then we go to April 28th. So January 29th, 24th, then April 28th, 2023, right? Then we got April 20th, 2022. And then all these 2022, but wait a minute, March 9th, 2022. Then February 8th, 2023. Then June 12th, 2022. Look at this. So they went through, and you've got 2022, 2023, right? March of 2022, January, and here's another one of January from 2023. Here's one of April from 2023, January, March of 2023, but then we jump back to 2022, April, right? Then February 9th, 2023. Then 2022, 2022, 2023. So if you look at this account, they went in. Oh, but look, 2022, then here's March 21. So they went in and they scrubbed this account, right? Now, another thing you'll notice about that, not one of my videos is up. All of my live videos, Twitter live videos, gone. YouTube videos, gone. Rockfin videos, gone. So Twitter said, we don't know if it's you. We're sorry. My bad. We're confused. You got a verified account. You're paying for a verified account, but we can't verify that it's your account. But here's what we're going to do. You can feel free. And it even said, feel free to start a new account, right? But so I guess since they claimed that they can't verify it's me, they couldn't just take the account down, right? They couldn't just kill it because they made this lie that they couldn't verify that it's me, and I'm paying for a damn verified account, and I've used the same email address and the same phone number for 14 years, and I pay for verification, but they can't verify that it's me for some reason. So they can't just take the account down, because I'd be like, aha, you took the account down. So instead of taking the account down, they do something different. They scrub it, but they scrub it in a way that's preposterous. They scrub it in a way that makes it obvious Twitter scrubbed it. Let me tell you why. Let's just say some random schmuck went into my account and said, I'm going to scrub the account. Yeah, they could do it, but they couldn't move the tweets out of chronological order, right? If I had a Twitter account and I gave you the email address to my Twitter account, you could go into that email address. Yes, you could. And you could delete random stuff. Certainly you could, couldn't you? But you couldn't put them out of order. You couldn't change the order of, you could delete, okay, I don't want any of Garland's videos, you could delete my videos. Oh, the things that he said that the government wouldn't like, we'll get rid of those. So you could get rid of lots of stuff. You could get rid of my Twitter live. You could get rid of my YouTube. You could get rid of my Rockfin. You could get rid of all of my angry tweets that said, screw the empire, things like that. You could get rid of all of that. But what could you not do? You couldn't change the order of my tweets so that you had one from 2022 and then two from 2023. Then two from 2022, then three from 2023, then one from March, then one from April, then one from January, then one from November, then one from October, then one from August. You couldn't change the order of the tweets. There's no mechanism. Anybody who's got a Twitter account, go in there and try to do that. There is no mechanism to change the chronological, the date order of the tweets. We can't do that, but Twitter can. So they went in like idiots and they changed the chronological order of the tweets, which means this: they're lying. This is blatant censorship. Twitter went in and they said, oh man, this Garland Nixon dude ain't going to work. So they sent me an email. And I think they kind of figured it out as they went along. First, they sent an email. Hey, it's been compromised. You've been compromised. Change your password. Click here. And when I clicked change my password, it then automatically went to suspended or locked. Why? Because they did suspend or lock my account. That's what they did. They suspended or locked it, but they weren't going to come out and say we suspended or locked your account, because at that point, why? They had no justification. I had violated nothing. I had done nothing illegal under Twitter rules. I had not violated terms of service. I hadn't done anything wrong, but they didn't want me on there because I'm pushing back against the government. So, hey, so it started off, we are looking out for you. Change your password. And when I click on that, they couldn't allow me to change my password because they were never going to let me back in. So then when I click on change my password, it goes to appeal a suspended or locked account. Because the fact of the matter was this: they set my account at suspended or locked. So anything I clicked was going to take me to suspended or locked. So then I had to go through the appeal, and it said you can appeal a suspended or locked account. So I appealed it and I gave them the information, but they were never going to let me in. They were never going to let me back in. They were going to let me out. This is blatant censorship. And let me explain something about that. What Elon Musk claimed that he was going to do was, I'm going to come in and we're going to have free speech and we're going to have rules, right? So part of what he was implying was this: censorship is you're thrown off for no reason, and they don't tell you why. They don't give you any information, but it's really about government censorship. We ain't going to do that. If somebody gets thrown off, we're going to tell them why. If you violate our rules, you're going to be held accountable. That's fair enough. If I know what your rules are and I violate your rules and you say to me, you violated the rules and this is what you did, that's fair enough for any website, any business, anything. You can't say the word blue and I say blue, 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 and they send me an email that says, hey man, terms of service says you can't say the word blue. You said the word blue. We're suspending you. We're locking you. We're throwing you out, whatever. That's fair enough. It's clear. So Elon Musk came in implying that that's the way we're going to do it, man. This is going to be about justice. This is going to be about free speech. But what they did here was they did what they did before. They said, we're looking out for you. Click. You're suspended or locked. Appeal. Okay, I'm going to appeal. And then they simply lied. They dragged me through a process that said, we want your email address. And I didn't say to them at any time during that process, I got a verified account. I pay for that. I don't have to verify my account. I don't have to verify who I am. I didn't say that. I went through the process to see what happened. Early in the process, I could have said, I pay for a verified account. You have already verified my account. I don't need to do anything. You looked at this email address, you looked at this phone number, you looked at everything associated with it, and you said, that's all good. You're verified. Here's your blue check mark. Don't send me another email asking me to verify my account. You already done that, and I pay you for that service. I didn't say that because I wanted to see what they were going to do. I wanted to see how this process would play out. So, and I looked at my at the account that I was locked out of, and I saw that they had scrubbed it. So I knew that miscreant activity was afoot. I knew they were lying. I knew they weren't going to let me back in because they scrubbed the account. They couldn't let me back in because if they let me back in my account, then I had to start asking it questions. I was going to say, hey, somebody scrubbed my account. And I could say, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to put all those videos back up. I'm going to go to Rockfed. I'm going to put all those videos back up. If they had let me in my account, it would have been obvious to me that somebody scrubbed my account. And then the question becomes, who scrubbed it? And the only people that could scrub it and put tweets in out of order is Twitter. You scrubbed my account. And then you lied to me and said to me that my account was what they say may have been compromised. Now, let me add one other thing that makes it implausible. There's so many things that makes it implausible for Twitter to say this. Let me show you that one more time. Oops. Let me show you this. Remember, we're writing to let you know that we're unable to verify you as the account owner. So that's their argument. They don't know who owns this account, right? They don't know who owns the account. It couldn't possibly be the same guy who owned it for the last 14 years and who pays them for verification. They can't verify the guy who pays them for verification they can't verify that the guy who pays them for verification is actually the one who verified the account, right? Who owns the account. But let me show you something. Hopefully I can find it. Let me show you something. And I think this will make my point. Let me see. Let me try to find it. The bottom line is what I'm doing is I'm going to find something that says there's a new login. Why is that? I'm going to show you a video. Darn it. What I'm going to show you, not a video. Now, well, let's not bother with that. It's taking too much time and that's not good for this video. Here's what happened. I get emails if, like, let's say, and you might have gotten them too. Let's just say you get a new cell phone, you get a new laptop, or you're at a friend's house or something or whatever. Let's just say you go to work and for the first time you log in from something new, right? What will happen is you'll get a notice from Twitter that says, "We noticed a login to your account from a new device. Was this you?" Right? That's what they'll do. So Twitter will send you an email, and I get them. Hey, from a new Safari device, we noticed a login to your computer from a new whatever. They'll tell you where it is in Denver, Colorado, in Glen Burnie, Maryland, Pasadena, Maryland, Washington, D.C., right? So some of you may have gotten those emails. It says, we noticed a new login to your device from blah, blah, blah. I've got plenty of emails like that, right? We noticed a new login to your device. It was from or from a new device, and it'll tell you what kind of device it was, and it'll say, if this wasn't you, complete these steps now to protect your account, change your password, review the apps, blah, blah, blah. Why is it that they do that? And it says location is approximate based on login's IP address. What does that mean? IP stands for Internet Protocol. Every device has an IP address. So when you log into Twitter, they can see which computer you logged in from. So they look at it and they say, Garland Nixon logged in from this IP address, right? So we know. And if I log in from a new machine, they'll say, hey, we don't know if this is you. Hey, dude, we got logged in from a new machine. We don't know if this is you. So what Twitter can look at, they can see Garland Nixon has logged in from this particular machine, the one I'm using right now. They can look at my phone, the IP address. Garland Nixon has logged in from this phone every day for the past 2 years. They can look at my phone and see, hey, man, that's the IP address that he's logged in from. They can look at my computer. That's the IP address that he's logged in from. They can look at my network servers from work. That's the IP address that he's logged in from, right? So Twitter not only knows my email address, they know Twitter knows associated with my account. They know my email address has been the same for 14 years. They know my phone number, been the same for 14 years. They know my bank account because I pay them for verification, right? They know the machines that I log in from because they have the IP address of each machine. So they know what phone I log in from. They know what computer I log in from. Computers, what networks I log in from. It is not plausible for them to say, we can't verify that it's you. All they got to do is look and say, Well, this is the phone that has been logged in to for every day for the last 2 years. This phone has been logged in to Twitter every day for the last two. Every time Garland restarted his phone, it logged back in. And guess what else you can do? If you want to log into Twitter, you can hit Google. And Google, it will then ask, do you want to use your Google account? Yes. And you can use Google to log into Twitter. So they don't have to verify it. They can just say, well, log in through Google. When you log in through Google, Google will authenticate that it's you. So they know my IP address, right? They know my IP address. So they know who it is. I'm logged in through Google. All they got to do is say, dude, log in through Google. It's not plausible for them to say, we verified you. We got your email address, your phone number, your blah, your blah, blah, and we know the devices that you log in from. See, what Twitter was literally saying to me is this. Right now, you are logging into this computer. I've had this, I think I've had this since 2020. Okay, so what they were literally doing is saying, we're going to send an email to the email address that we communicate to the owner of this account with. We're going to send it to the same computer that has been used to log into this account for the last 3 years. And we're going to say, we don't know if you're the owner of the account. Just because you're using the same computer that's logged into the computer into this account for the last 3 years, and we can see that it's the same computer. Just because you're using the same phone that's logged into this account for the last 3 years. I tried from work. Just because you're using the same network that's logged into this account from for the last 3 years, and just because we're sending emails to the same email address that we sent for the last 14 years. We still don't know whose account it is. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to go in and we're going to scrub everything off that account. We're going to take all the videos. We're going to take all the things that we don't like off the account. And we're going to just leave it up there, which certainly serves a purpose. Here's why. If somebody goes on there, then what's going to happen? I'm looking for Garland on Twitter. They'll find @GarlandNixon. They'll say, and they'll find @GarlandNixon with a blue check mark. And they'll say, well, we know that's Garland Nixon. And they're right. You know why they're right? It has a blue check mark. It has my name. It has my picture. Of course they're right. But for some reason, anybody else out here can look at it and figure out that it's me. Twitter owns the account and they claim that they can't figure out that it's me. Here's what I'm saying. Elon Musk said, I'm buying this. And I am going to fire all of these people who do all the censorship. And he supposedly did. We're going to stop doing censorship. And that is as blatant an act of censorship as you can get. Not only do you lock somebody out of their own account, not only do you lie to a verified Twitter user that pays you for the process and says, we can't verify a verified Twitter user, you then go into their account and scrub the crap that the government doesn't like. A blatant act of censorship. And add this, and you expose that the verification, so there's either one of two things. If in fact, let's go down this road. Twitter said they can't verify me as the owner of this verified account. So they previously verified me, but now they can't anymore. So that means that the verification process is a fraud, right? That means if you can't verify me, so what they implied was this, okay? Garland, you want a verified account, it's going to cost you $8. Okay, I'm willing to pay the $8, whatever it costs now. So here's what they said. You got to give us a bunch of information so we can verify that it's you, right? Here's the information, name, address, date of birth, blah, blah, blah. Boom. Here's my information. I want you to verify that it's me. A couple days later, I get an email address that says you're verified. What does that imply? It implies that there is a process. It implies that when I gave them that information, they did something. They took some kind of an action. They looked into something to ensure that it was me. And once they were sure that it was me, they sent me an email back that says we're sure that it's you. It implies they did something in the verification process. But now they say we can't verify the you. Now, if that's true, then they're lying. Then they didn't do anything in the verification process. If it's true that they can't verify me now, then what that means is that when I submitted that information to them and they said, we're going to verify you, that they didn't verify me, that they didn't do anything. They just waited 3 days. They sent me an email and they said, thanks for the money, sucker. What that means is that Twitter is acting fraudulently against their people, that everybody out there who is paying for verifications got to ask a question. Did they really verify me? Will I get an email on any given day that says they can't verify me? They told me they verified me, but we now know that either they didn't verify you. Well, according to what they said, let's go by what they said as true. According to what they said, we have a verified account and we can't verify it. That means they never verified it. They don't have to verify it. Think about this. If it's a verified account, they don't have to verify it. All they got to do is look back and say, all right, hey, we need to know whose account this is. Let's go back and look at this verification process and see what we found. Garland Nixon, blah, blah, address, blah, blah, blah. When we verified him, was everything straight? Everything was straight. Okay, fine. Open it, let him back in. Let him back in his email address, into his account. Oh, by the way, Garland, yeah, you can get back in your account. Yeah, but we scrubbed it. There's somebody scrubbed it. So to me, the fact is, I think that people who, and I'm going to start working on this, there should be some kind of a lawsuit filed, because I think we have some kind of a fraud issue here where they're now telling people that they have a verification process and they don't, and they're charging people for verification. They told me they verified my account. They charged me monthly for verifying my account. They took my money in consideration, as contract law says, in consideration of $8 a month, you will receive this. I gave you the money and you said I would receive it, and I ain't getting it. So I think it's time for people to start asking questions about the verification process, asking, is it real? And asking, what's the point of me paying for verification if at any given day you can tell me to re-verify over YouTube? I mean, over a email address. You can say, I mean, we don't know it's you anymore. Doesn't make sense, does it? So here's what I'm going to ask everybody to do. I ain't on Twitter right now. Twitter said you can start a new account. Well, here's the next question. I have a verified account that I pay for. Twitter says we can't verify you as the owner of the account, but you can start a new account. Now, for the last 14 years, I've used this phone number and this email address. If I start a new account, I'm going to use this phone number and this email address. If you can't verify my account using this phone number and this email address, how will you do it for a new account? And for the new account, can I pay for verification for the new account? And what do I get? If I pay for verification for the new account and you say this new account is verified, what does that mean? The old account is verified. So then the old account is still up. Right now, this is Twitter. This is Twitter right now. Let me show you. Right now, this is my Twitter account. Garland Nixon blue check mark. Garland Nixon blue check mark. This is my Twitter account right now that I can't get in because Twitter can't verify me as the owner of my verified Twitter account. So if I start a new account, which I'm going to do, if I pay for the verification process, which I'm going to do, I'm going to do that. And I trust me when I tell you this, there is a legal reason that I'm going to do that, right? I'm not going to reveal it because Twitter might watch this, but I will then have 2 verified accounts. And the question now, next question, I'm going to open another account and I'm going to attempt to verify it, right? And I'm going to go through the verification process. Are they going to let me verify it? Are they going to take my money for verification? We will see. And if they do, I will then, and now here's the next question, another question. I got a verified account. They're taking money out of my checking account to verify that. Are they, October, are they going to take it out? Are they going to continue to charge me for an account that they're telling me that they can't verify I'm the owner of? And and I ain't gonna say, if this is on Twitter, I'm sure they'll watch. And am I going to now be paying for two accounts that are both verified, but I can only get into one of the verified accounts? I'm going to find out. Are they going now? Here's the next thing. Is Twitter going to unverify this account because they're going to stop paying? Because in order to do that, they would have to stop taking money from the checking account of Garland Nixon. So are they going to say, Garland Nixon pays for verification, we're going to stop taking his money out of his account because we're going to stop receiving payment from Garland Nixon for the Garland Nixon account because we can't verify that Garland Nixon, the guy who's paying for verification, is the same person that we verified on the account? Are they going to stop doing that? And now what happens? I'm going to open a new account and I'm going to try to verify it. Are they going to say, we can't take money from you, Garland, because we can't verify it's you? You just couldn't verify it's me on the old one. Or are you going to verify it's me on the new one? Very interesting. They a pickle here, but I think a legal pickle this time. I think it's actionable. And I think I'm going to start seeing if there's other people or if there's other lawsuits going on that I can enjoin to take action. So now I'm looking at my angles for legal action. I'm looking at other accounts. There are a couple of social media lawsuits going on that may decide that they're going to join me in. First and foremost, I have damages. I have actual damages in that they have charged me for verification. I have a contract with them. In consideration of this, you're going to get that. They got terms of service. They have not accused me of violating the terms of service. They simply said, we don't know it's you, so you can't have the account. We're not sure that you're the right person. So they're going to have to argue that they couldn't figure out that the guy that was paying them for verification is the same guy that they verified. Kind of weird, isn't it? All right. If we have any super chats, I'll go through those. Go for it, Garland. You got a case. Yeah, there's no question in my mind. Thank you very much. I certainly appreciate that. This is obvious. And let me tell you what I really think. Why not? I'm going to finish it off with this. When Elon Musk bought Twitter, he got rid of a bunch of these trust and safety boards and all of these basically government entities that were there to censor on behalf of the government. But what did we find out? We found out that the social media companies were loaded from top to bottom with former FBI, former CIA, former NSA, former blah, 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 right? That they were loaded with spooks. Facebook, YouTube, etc. They're loaded with spooks. So he may have gotten rid of the trust and safety boards and all of that, but it's still loaded with spooks. So when Tony Blinken's office calls over and says, hey, Garland Nixon, he's on there, I want him off. See, in a lawsuit, I can also, through discovery, I can say, I want any information I can depose the people who did this and say, did you receive anything from the government, from any blah, blah, blah. Phone records, things of that nature. I can get a lot of information as to what happened during this period. So I can find out through a lot of information. I can depose people under oath. There's a lot of things I can do. I have actual damages in that I have paid and I didn't receive what I paid for. Right. I don't think, to be frank, that Musk knows this kind of shit's still going on. I don't think Musk really knows that the people who work for him, he may or may not. I'm gonna go with this right now. I think there's just so many spooks in there that even though Musk says we want to be more transparent, that even though Musk says, look, we don't want to do this crap anymore, that one of two things is going on. Number one, they got so much power over him because he has a lot of contracts and stuff that when they say get rid of this guy, he can't say no. Because in my heart, I think that Musk wants to do free speech, a platform. I think he wants to. The question is, when you got a Goliath machine like the neocon war machine that we have, this government war machine, and you got a bunch of contracts with that war machine, can you really tell them no when they specifically say get rid of Garland Nixon? Number one, that's one possibility. Let me give you another. I don't know any of it, but let me give you another possibility. That Twitter is so full of spooks that they can like go get Garland Nixon and they don't have to call Twitter. The Musk will never know. There's a billion people or hundreds of millions of people, however many millions of people are on Twitter, that Musk can't sit there and say, let me see what's going on with every account. So the spooks can sit there and just say, oh, I just heard from Tony Blinken's office. They want Nixon gone. All right, how are we going to do that? Now, the reality is this. It has been my experience that these people are the stupidest bastards on earth. And they're so stupid that it never dawned on them that they were sending an email to a guy who pays for verification to say, we can't verify your account. To basically say you're not getting the product that we told you we would get and that you paid for. And now that he can come back at them legally and say, I've been had, I can go to court. Here's the bottom line. To go to court, let's say I sue. They could move for dismissal. But and here's the thing. Do I have standing to sue? Number one, I have a contract with them, as it were. I'm a customer. See, if I just had an account, it wouldn't be as obvious that I would have standing because they'd say, well, you know, anybody can do it, or not, you don't get anything. But I pay for a specific service. So do I have standing? I have an argument that I paid for a service and that I'm not receiving that service. And so if somebody files a motion to dismiss, any judges with assault is going to look at that and say, well, he does have standing, so you can't argue he doesn't have standing. And he has the foundations of a case in that he pays you for something. He's arguing that he didn't get what he paid for, and he wants his money returned. He is paying you for something. He has, in fact, been denied access to his account that he's paying for. So therefore, he has the foundation. A judge doesn't have to rule that I'm going to win. He just basically rules, yeah, we can't throw this. You know, it's not just a, it's not, what's the term I'm looking for? It's not a case that's worthless. It's not a case that's, just should not ever have been filed and that there's no grounds for it. He has grounds for the case. He's paying you for something. He has been paying you for something. And now he's arguing that he doesn't get what he's paying for. And he has the basic grounds. So I could move forward with the case. If they move for dismissal, I don't think this case gets dismissed. I got standing and I got the basic foundational grounds. I've been giving you money and I said I ain't getting what I wanted. You know, if I get you to do my roof, and I'm unhappy with, and I say, I'm going to sue you because you didn't do a good job or whatever the case may be. If a judge looks at it and he says, did you do this guy's roof? Yes. Did he pay you? Yes. He's arguing that it wasn't a good job. You're saying that it was. Yeah, that's enough at least to go forward with maybe a small claims case or whatever, but you can't dismiss it and say the case is without merit. There's enough merit there to move forward. I have the foundational merit to move forward with the case because I'm paying him for something and I can argue I didn't get it and I'm thrown off. So I see the option for a case is there. And even though it could be a small case. So I'm going to look into it. What I ask everybody here to do is to share this, particularly on Twitter, but all your social media. Share it with everybody watching this. So we got 400 and some people watching this, and thousands could end up watching it. Every single person who has a Twitter account, I am asking you to go on Twitter and to share this with Elon Musk, to share this with Twitter support, right? Share it with Elon Musk, share it with Twitter support so they see what's going on. And I want them to know what's coming because I think I got a strong case. Like they're paying. And let's watch what happens. Continue to go to my my verified Twitter account and see how long. So it is 10 a.m. on Thursday, which what the hell is today? August the 24th. 10 a.m. Thursday, August the 24th. The account is still up. The blue check mark is still up. Go there. Watch my account, see if that blue check mark stays there because I'm paying for that damn blue check mark. I'm paying and they know I'm paying it because they know what account's going on. See how long that blue check mark stays there because after this video, they may take it down, but see how long it stays up there. And of course, I've got the bank records and all that. I pay for that. So if they'd have asked me, I could submit the bank records, but I don't need to submit the bank records because they got the damn bank records. Share this on Twitter. Share it with Elon Musk. Share it with Twitter support, everybody. Once again, thanks everybody. If you can, I appreciate it. Patreon.com. Buy me a coffee. All the ways to support this channel are great. I may have to start a GoFundMe soon for a lawsuit or something like that. But at any rate, I'm going after Twitter, and we're going to find out what's what, and maybe a whole lot of other people who are paying for a blue check mark. I'm going to write an article on my Substack, Political Superfood. I'm going to write an article. So go to my Substack, please, and sign up. I'm going to write an article on my Substack about this because we got a major scandal and controversy because they're charging damn people. They're charging people for that blue check mark. That ain't free. They charged me for it. And they charge people for it, and they're sending an email that says they can't verify it. And what is the term for that blue check mark? It means you're a verified account. And what did they send me? I'll show you on the way out for those of you who haven't seen it yet. We're writing to let you know that we're unable to verify you as the account owner. Isn't that interesting? But they sure had new problems scrubbing everything off the account that they didn't want. Whoever the account owner is couldn't be the guy that's paying for the account, that's for sure. Thanks a lot, everybody. Don't forget, everybody, tweet this video at Elon Musk. Tweet it at Twitter support. Thanks. I'm out.